Students, let us continue the remaining part of the living organisms, characteristics and habitats. We are studying what are the habitats, the different types of habitats and the adaptations of the animals in that particular habitats. The place where the organisms live is called habitat. That is the place of living, the home. For example, the habitat of human beings is land. We are living on the land. So, the habitat of human being is land. The habitat of fish is pond, water bodies, and so on. The habitat provides food, air, water, and shelter, and also other needs for the organisms needed. Several kinds of plants and animals live in the same habitat. And the plants and animals that live on the land are called terrestrial animals, and the habitat is terrestrial habitat. The terrestrial habitats are forest, grasslands, deserts, coastal, and mountain areas. The plants and animals that live in water are called aquatic habitats. The lakes, rivers, oceans, etc., the water bodies are some examples of aquatic habitats. The organisms, both plants and animals living in a habitat, are its biotic components. The non-living things, that is, the non-living things, are said to be abiotic components such as rocks, soil, air, water, or the constituents of the habitat are called abiotic components. The two things in the habitat are biotic and abiotic components. Biotic are living and abiotic are non-living. Now let's go through the journey of different habitats. Journey through different habitats. Let's take first desert. Some terrestrial habitat. One of the terrestrial habitat is desert. What are the biotic components and abiotic components in the desert? Biotic components, the animals and plants such as cactus and some shrubs. Thorny plants are the plants growing in the desert. And animals found here are camel. Commonly found animal is camel, and some snakes and rats. How they are adapted here? No other animals and no other plants other than cactus and thorny plants can survive in the desert, because abiotic factors of desert are hot sand, air, sunlight, water. Water is shortage here. Shortage of water. The abundant water is not found in the desert because the land is sandy. Daytime is hot, extreme hot, and nighttime is extreme cold. And sunlight, abundant sunlight is available in the desert. These affect the life of plants and animals in the desert. How the camels are surviving here? Camels are, and snakes and rats, they are influenced by these abiotic components. Camels have long legs to avoid hotness of sand and can survive without water. And so also some rats and snakes, they go inside the sand, they form the burrows and take rest in the burrows during daytime. And during night time, they come out from the burrows in search of food. Photosynthesis in these plants is usually carried out by stems. These have stems. The leaves are modified as stems. Desert plants lose very little water through the transpiration because the leaves are coated by thick waxy substance called cuticle. The leaves in the desert plants are either absent or very small, or they are in the form of spines. So this helps in reducing loss of water from the leaves through transpiration. The leaf-like structure you see in the cactus is not leaf, it's a stem. So photosynthesis in these plants is usually carried out by the stems. And the stem is also covered with a thick waxy layer which helps to retain water in the tissue called as cacti. In the cacti, cactus is singular, cacti plural. In the cactus plant, the leaves are thick. Most desert plants have roots that go very deep into the soil for absorbing water. So these are the adaptations of plants and animals in desert. Most desert plants have roots that go very deep into the soil for absorbing water. Let us study the mountain region, one of the terrestrial habitat. These habitats are normally very cold and windy. Yes, children, have you traveled in the mountains? In some areas, snowfall may take place in winter. If you go above the mountains, you will feel more windy. There is a large variety of plants and animals living in the mountain regions. So you have to observe what kind of plants and animals are found in the mountain habitat. If you have visited one mountain, you may have seen large number of such trees which are cone shaped. You can observe they are cone shaped. They are pointed upwards. So how are these trees adapted to the condition in the mountains? These trees are normally cone shaped and have sloping branches. The leaves of some these trees are needle-like. This helps the rainwater and snow to slide off easily. There could be trees with shapes very different from these that are also present on the mountains. They must have different kinds of adaptations to survive on the mountains. So animals living in the mountain regions are also adapted to the conditions there in the mountain. They have thick skin or fur to protect them from the cockeye. There is extreme cold during the night time and extreme hot in the daytime. So adapted for cold. For example, yak animal. They have long hairs to keep them warm. Snow leopard has thick fur on its body. And mountain goat are adapted to mountain habitats. So, including the feet and toes and their horns are some protective organs for the mountain goat. This protects its feet from the cold when it walks on the snow. The mountain goat has strong hooves for running up and rocky slopes of the mountains. As we go up in the mountains regions, the surrounding change we see are different kinds of adaptations. at different heights. In the grassland, as the grassland is also one of the terrestrial habitat, a lion lives in a forest or grassland and is a strong animal that can hunt and kill the animals for its food like deer, rabbits, fox, etc. It is light brown in color. Look at the picture here, because you cannot identify easily in the dried grassland. How the lions are adapted? The lions have long claws in the front legs that can be withdrawn inside the toes. So these features can help the lion in all the way to jump, to catch the prey, and so on. Deer also. Its light brown color helps it to hide in the dry grasslands when it hunts for the prey. The eyes in front of the face allow it to have a correct idea about the location of its prey. The deer the animal lives in the forests and grasslands. It has strong teeth for chewing hard plants, stems of the forest. You can see the deers have strong chewing parts of the mouth parts, teeth and jaws. The deer needs to know about the presence of predators. Predators are the animals that kill the deers and rabbits. So in order to run away from these and not become their prey, they have long legs and hooves, strong hooves. It has long ears to hear movements of predators. The eyes on the side of its head allow it to look in all directions for danger. The speed of the deer helps them to run away from the predators. So there are many other features of a lion and deer and other animals that live in the mountain areas, and also the plants that help them to survive in their habitat. So let us study some aquatic habitat and the adaptations of animals and the animals found in the aquatic medium in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.